I once was lost, but now I'm found. All because of Jesus. He will never let me down. Listen, I once was lost, but now I'm found. 'Cause I got Jesus, He won't let me down. He had a plan for you and me when He died on Calvary. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Now I'm found. I got Jesus, He won't let me down. He had a plan for you.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. I pray y'all are having a wonderful, blessed day as we thank the Most High for so much. My title now says, it could have been me, or it could have been you. My prayers are still with everybody down in Houston that had to leave Houston. Some of them went back home and found out that there wasn't no home no more. A lot of people had to relocate. And now we take a good look at South Florida. So many people having to leave Florida. So my prayers are with all my brothers and sisters around this world. We never know what's going to happen next. But my title once again says, it could have been me, or it could have been you. This video is encouragement, and this is also a video that will make the ones that complain wake up. There are so many people complaining every day about little stuff. You know, my brothers and sisters, it's just a blessing just to be here. It's a blessing just to be able to see when some people can't even see. It's a blessing that we can still hear when some people can't even hear at all. They deaf. And then some people are spiritually deaf. They can't hear spiritually. It's a blessing just by me talking right here when in 2016 I had a stroke and couldn't even talk at all. It's a blessing to just walk when right now it's some little kid don't even have no legs. It's a grown person that don't have no legs. It's somebody complaining about the shoes on their feet and somebody don't even have no feet right now. It's a blessing not to be laying up in a hospital fighting for your life with some type of sickness. We see the shape that this world is in, and we know what time it is, the ones that's watching. I was talking to a guy the other day. He was complaining about his house. He tired of being in his little bitty house, and he was tired of his job. People on his job getting on his nerve. He was mad at his children because it seemed like they wasn't doing what he asked them to do. And I said this to that brother. I said, let me tell you this, brother. You complaining about your house. Don't you know down in Houston, Texas, some people wish they had a house to go back to. Their house was destroyed in that flood. Some went back home just to see that it wasn't no home no more. Everything they had, they lost. And then once again, you take a good look at South Florida right now as I speak. Over 31,000 people are already trying to evacuate. The gas pumps running low. People are having to stay in a whole lot of traffic just to try to leave Florida. Over probably now 500,000 people trying to figure out what to do next. Some people still looking for places to go. They had to relocate once again. Some people lost their lives. I say, brother, you complaining about your house and you still have a house to live in. It could have been me, or it could have been you. You complaining about your job, but it's a whole lot of people don't even have a job no more. They lost their business. They trying to figure out what they're going to do next. They trying to have a peace of mind and find themselves not having a peace of mind in the midst of this storm. And I'm talking about a physical storm and a spiritual storm. I said, brother, at least you still have a job and a home. I said, I hear you complaining about your kids. But don't you know right now some parents had to bury their children. Some children died in that flood. Some drowned and floated away. While you sitting up here mad at yours, somebody wished their child was still alive. Some people just don't know how to give the Most High the glory. Because it could have been me, it could have been you. That could have been your children. That could have been your family. That could have been you having to relocate. That could have been me having to relocate somewhere. Some people don't even know where their children are right now. When you keep complaining about what you don't have, you forget about what you do have. When you keep complaining about I want, you haven't even realized that the Most High have already blessed you with what you need. See, this video right here ought to make somebody stop complaining. Because somebody's biggest complaint for the day is they can't eat out. They want to go eat out somewhere. They want to go shop somewhere. And there's some folks right now waiting on some food to be shipped to them because they don't even have no refrigerator no more. They don't even have nowhere to stay no more. They trying to figure out, where am I going to get my next meal? Oh, let the church say amen. Do we realize it could have been us? Do we realize that things could be so much worse than they are while we sitting up with all this complaining? That could have been my house gone. See, I ain't never lost no house in no flood, but I know how it feel to lose a house. It ain't a good feeling. I know how it feel to wonder, where am I going to eat at? I know how it feel not to know where I'm going to lay my head. I know how it feel how to be homeless. I know how I feel when it seems like you ain't getting no help from nobody. I done been there. It's not a good feeling. And I wouldn't even wish it on my worst enemy. When you have to just start over, excuse me, that'll bring you down. If you're not deeply rooted in that Holy Spirit, that will bring you all the way down. That could have been my family. That could have been your family. That man I was talking to was complaining so much. I said, brother, have you ever tried proclaiming instead of complaining? Proclaiming instead of complaining. So many people lost their wallets, purses, all their information they had gone. They got to go back and get all that back again. ATM cards, gone. Driver's license, gone. If they had cash, gone. It could have been me. It could have been you. Ask yourself, how different would your life be if you just stopped complaining? How different would it be? The Most High hates complaining. See, the reason why a lot of people complain, my brothers and sisters, because it's easier for them to complain instead of focusing on their problem. I know that so many people complain about their problem and they keep focusing on the problem that they never focus on the solution. And then I know people that have quit complaining. You know why they quit complaining? Because they started changing the way they was thinking. If you ever want to stop complaining, think about all the things that you are grateful for. Think about how many times the Most High spared your life. Think about how many times the Most High made a way when you couldn't even see the way. Think about what you have came through, how you are a conqueror. The victory is already won. Think yourself happy. How you think yourself happy, think about what the Most High has brought you through. That'll cut out some complaining, because I guarantee you it's always somebody worse off than you are. Complaining is not a fruit of the Spirit. The Bible teaches us about the fruits of the Spirit, and complaining is not one of them. And I'm talking to Christian folks too. Be grateful and remember that it could be me right now. It could be you. See, the Most High laid this heavy on my spirit this morning. It's about 4 o'clock this morning and I'm wired up. I can't sleep because I'm thinking about my brothers and sisters, you know, family members, people who still trying to figure out what to do next because it hit their home. So y'all, I'm keeping you lifted up in prayer. I love you with all my heart. And to the ones that's complaining, think about how much and how many times the Most High has made a way in your life. So with that being said, let us learn from yesterday as we live for the day. And let us hope and pray for tomorrow. May the Most High bless you.